Hello, folks. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me or if the music is too loud. I want you guys to be able to hear what I'm saying. Worked really hard to get the levels just right. So let me know if everything is coming through in the chat, if you can hear me. And I will, if I get some acknowledgements, then I'll go ahead and get started right away. Am I audible? Am I audible? All right, excellent. Welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I can't see how many are watching yet. That information will come through soon, but good. Excellent, excellent. I'm gonna give it just a few more seconds for more people to pile in. Very much audible. Muy bueno, excellent. Mi español es mal. Good across the board. No, we can't hear you. Oh, stop it. You can hear me. Alright. Con! I'll try to speak up as much as I can. Sometimes I get a little bit quiet, especially when I'm concentrating on stuff. But, yeah. Okay, so we've got enough people in here, looks like, that I can go ahead and start explaining what we're going to do. And those of you who get in late, just feel free to go back a few minutes. But basically, I've got a FASA ship that I want to put in the upcoming 4 Years War FASA video. It is a Klingon Assault Ship. And this is it. This website here is where I get all my FASA information that I can't get directly from books, and it's called the Star Trek Starship Combat Simulator Online Database and Archive, and it pretty much has archived all the stuff from the books plus some fan-made stuff, and it's put them here, right? So here we are in the Klingon ship section, and this is it. It's called the T3 Mover class assault ship. And as you can see, it looks about the size of a D7, maybe a little fatter around the middle hull. This was one of the ones used in the 4 Years War. So you can see the size there. I do have a made D10. Yep. In fact, one of my very first videos was a D10, so you'll have to go back and look for it. But probably the D10 is textured too much like a Katinga, so I'm probably going to take that and take the textures down a bit to match sort of old series stuff. But here we go. So basically, oh, there used to be a bigger description here, but this is it. So I'm going to be using 3D Max 2019, the full version. Right now I've got a trial version for about until February 28th, and then I will pay. And depending on how well these super chats do, I'll continue to use it on super chats. I have used Blender in the past, but I know 3D Max so much better. There are some things that you can do in Max that you can't quite do in Blender, but you can do a lot in Blender, I will say that. There are things such as special effects that you can't do in Blender, but you have to kind of do post effects outside of it. Or use like a game engine of some kind, like Unity or something like that. But anyway, so here it is. Right, so as I look at this, the front section pretty much looks exactly like a D7 front section. The boom section pretty much looks like a fat cylinder, and it's got a little flare there and a little sort of an extrusion on the bottom. That shouldn't be a problem. And then it gets a little bit complex right here. It flattens out. Looks like there's a lower deck that flares out here, and then there's two what look like almost sort of elongated domes here. And this all looks really smooth. It looks like there's a smooth hull up here, rounded shape. So this should be a challenge, and it almost looks like there's a couple of layers of decking here that connect to the pylon. So it should be an interesting challenge. And as you can see, I've already got my side reference and my top reference set up here. So I'm going to go with that. And I think probably what I'll do is just start with the boom section and go back from there. By the way, super chats are more than welcome. It's what's going to help me pay for this software. So if you can't do a super chat, don't feel guilty. I know you guys who want to contribute and can't, can share. If you're able to get me a couple thousand more views from sharing videos, that's worth a $1 or $2 super chat. There's also Patreon as well, so patreon.com/resurrected. See how we're getting on. Okay, 19 watching, not bad. Alright, so like I said, we're going to start with the boom section. Probably just going to make a cylinder right here. Let's do that. So I'm going to go create. What I'm going to be doing is called editable poly modeling, which means I'm going to be taking simple primitives like cylinders, and I need to go, Control Z. I need to turn my angle snap on and rotate it exactly 90 degrees. Boom. Alright. We go to left view. Let's go ahead and sort of get it aligned and shaped properly. True, I did make a D10. It was one of my first videos, but I'll make another version that's appropriate for the 4 Years' War. Alright, so I need to see more. This is on default shading. I need to see edged faces so I can see all the polygons on this. Same thing on the perspective view. And you can do the same thing with Blender. If you ever want to experiment with Blender, you can change things into an editable mesh or editable poly, and you can grab the vertices and all that good stuff. Thank you, Devious. I really appreciate that. Okay, I want to see edged faces. Boom. Also, I can't stand this color. Now, I'm still getting to know the 2019 version of this. But you know what? I'm going to grab my material editor and just make it, just so I can see what's going on without hating the color here. I'm going to make it like make it kind of a bluish color. Just make a blue material and assign it some saturation. Whoa. Calm down, calm down, calm down. Calm down. Okay. I'm excited about doing this with y'all. Okay, that's better. Alright. Now, I don't need this many polys in here if I'm just editing it. So first thing I need to do is probably take the height segments down. Let's just do 2 height segments down for now. No, let's do 1. You can always add them later. And let's convert this bad boy to an editable poly. Show on that. Thanks for the link. Convert to editable poly so that I can actually edit this thing. I've learned them as a hobby, but with the endeavor of taking it professionally, and I've done a little bit of work with 3D modeling for money, but not that much, mostly because I enjoy doing it as a hobby. So let me see. It looks to me like, let's go back to vertex mode. So I can edit polys either by vertex, edge, borders, polygons, which is my favorite. But I'm going to go to vertex mode and I'm just going to scale this down. In fact, let me make this transparent so I can see the background. Okay, boom. Good. And this looks like it goes maybe way back here. And let's scale this down. And then let's come out of editing. Move this up a little bit. Whoa, that's not right. Move this up a little bit. And to answer your work, 9 Sky, I've been using Blender, but I've learned on 3D Studio Max, and I am trying to decide whether it's going to be worth buying 3D Studio Max. And yeah, there's been a lot of learning time involved. I've been dabbling. I dabbled for a long time and then decided to really just dig in. I'm pretty good at ship modeling, not that great at character modeling. It takes me a long time. Okay, I've got a starting point to work with here. This boom section is really fat compared to like a D7, and what I'm going to need to do is get that sort of tapered edge there. I guess what I could also do is kind of work with the main hull a little bit, and this is where you kind of have to look and think about things, because there's a lot going on here. In fact, it looks like there's almost like a rounded thing here that not only tapers up, it goes into the main hull like a rounded deck, and that's gonna be a challenge. But anyway, one thing I've noticed on the booms of all Klingon ships is they pretty much have a flat surface on the top. So what I want to do is flatten the surface out on the top just a little bit. So I'm going to get rid of that poly so I can work with this easier. I'm going to get rid of this cap poly right here, and I'm going to get rid of like the top 3 or 4 polys. And if any of you guys are 3D modelers, you may find my modeling skill to be quite elementary. I still have a lot to learn, but this looks fine. That's even. I haven't made any mistakes there. Yeah, I might use my RV as a size comparison. I don't know, we'll see. Alright, so now I'm going to grab this edge and I'm going to take it over just like that. And then I'm going to target weld it. Boom. Boom. This is a T3 mover class assault ship. Klingon Assault Ship that was popular until about the end of the FASA 4 Years War. Okay, so that's done. Now I need to put these tapered parts in. Like a little block right there that goes up. And it looks like there's another one on the bottom. That's going to be weird. Okay. So let me take a look at the left of view here. I think what I want to do is actually quick slice this whole thing so I can have more polys to work with. Is my quick slice in my right? Yeah, there it is. Quick slice. Okay. Alright. So, are you gonna... No. That's not working. Oh. Okay, quick slice. Quick slice. Where's my quick slice? Just had it here. Where did I put it? There it is. Okay, so I'm gonna quick slice there. Now where are you getting Daka class, Nine Sky? Because there are some designs that have been copied from FASA and used in different games. So I'm just curious about that. Alright, here we go. Now while I'm tapering this out, PIDG is asking me who inspired me to take this path. There's no one in particular that inspired me. I'd say a variety of people, but of course when I was a kid I was in love with a lot of the FASA designs, and so maybe they were inspiration. Alright, so there's something else I think I want to do. I'm going to make another segment. I'm going to quick slice here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Not cut. Quick slice. Quick slice. Alright. Quick slice. Boom, boom. That gives me more to work with. Oh, maybe it is Daka class. Okay. Because I've seen in, I think, Star Trek Legacy, and by proxy, just the mod for Star Trek Armada 3 uses this design, and it's a combat-oriented ship in those games. It's not a assault ship. Okay, something is weird here. Now this has happened to me before. It's like it quick sliced it, but it's not allowing me, it didn't make it poly for me to select there. So weird. Alright, fine. Let me see if I can just see when I deselect it, there's the segments. But when I turn on polygon mode, it's disappeared. So I don't know why that happens. Maybe some guru at 3D Studio Max can tell me why that's happening, but I don't know why that's happening. Okay, so yeah, well, let me do it. All right. I fixed it one time before, but I don't remember how. Let me just go back. Okay, so that's, let me try from polygon mode. Huh. Now it won't let me select any polygons. What's wrong? Let's try again. Deselect that bad boy. Yeah, that's weird. Not to worry, not to worry. I can fix it. Whoops. Didn't want to delete it. That would have been bad. Alright, so how do I solve this? This kind of problem comes up all the time. It's not the program. I'm sure it's me somewhere. So I'm sure I've done something. Let's go to... You know what we can do? We can just go to edge mode. It's okay, I have another idea. No, that's not what I want either. I want to delete the edge. Huh. Okay. Okay. Let's just do this. Let's delete that poly. And let's just try it this way. No! That's not what I want either. Oh well, let's try this. Let's just do it. Do it live. Do it live. Hello from Scotland, Cameron. Welcome. So what we'll do is let's try this again. We'll target weld this over. And I'm going to extrude this bad boy up anyway, I don't care. I'll fix the other problem in a minute. So I'm going to extrude. Extrude is where? Extrude there. Okay. Whoop. Isn't that nice? Okay, left. Let's have a look at how we're going. Alt X. Alright, good. So now I can take this, move it here, take that. We'll just do it like that. I'm not sure what happened to my quick slice, but that'll work. Alright, now we've got this bottom part to figure out. So I'll probably do something similar. Why don't I just use the extrude? Let's see if I can actually get a quick slice to work. Because I use quick slices a lot, and only recently is this weird, since I updated to Windows 10, is this weird issue sort of been happening. Okay, so give me my... Could I have locked something? No? Okay. Fine. I'll do it that way. Nope. Well, for some reason I can't select... Oh, maybe I need to do that. No? Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I have ignore back facing on. Or off. No, I don't. Odd. I may be restarting the program. Okay, now it's working. This doesn't want me to select multiple. Let's try it this way. Select. Something is really weird. Alright, well, I'm going to save it. I've got something weird. And I'm going to reopen it. Actually, I'm going to reset. Yes, no problem. And I'm just going to reopen it. Alright. It's letting me select it like this, but oh, maybe I need to hold. No, I don't want to select it by name. Yeah, something has gone off with my selection tool. Where I can't select multiple. What have I done? Keyboard shortcut override toggle. Something, I've done something, I know it. Isolate selection. Oh, that's a pretty cool thing. This is something I just learned. Okay. But I don't need to do that. Anyway. Strange. Okay, so let me just try it this way. There's something I've turned off somehow where I can't select multiple polys. Sorry guys, this doesn't normally happen, but things do happen. Things go wrong all the time on in these 3D modeling projects, which is why it takes so much time. I can do it this way, but I can't do it with the window. And I don't know why that is. Tools. I wonder if I should restart the app completely, which is possible. You know what? I'm just going to do that. I'm going to restart it, and if that doesn't work, we'll go from there. But anyway, so how's everybody doing? Got 23 watching. Fantastic. Be sure to give it a like. Not bad for a first go. I'm just going to have to restart 3D Studio Max because it's not letting me select things. It's not letting me do like windowed selections for some reason. And I'm not sure what that is, why that is. But we will find out. Come on, baby.
Check out my album El
There we go.
in the new YouTube Music app.
A little dancey dancey while the program starts. And then hopefully my selection issue will be fixed as soon as this spins up. Yeah. I've got one friend I know, Peepo, watching. Peepo's a really good friend of mine when it comes to online gaming. Known him for a long time. The sheer amount of awesome has crashed the Matrix. Yeah, yeah, I don't know about awesome. Barely got one section of the ship going, and then something comes up where I can't do a thing. I have been doing some practice runs with 3D Studio Max 2019. There's things are not where I'm used to. All right. In fact, the spacebar fouled me up the other day. The spacebar actually locks the selection lock, and that confounded me forever yesterday. So it could be that I've just got something turned on that was preventing me from doing window selections. Let me see if they'll let it. 4 for polygon. It's doing it again. Okay. I might have to go to Google and ask. Isolate selection, that's not it. Let me see. Edit. Select. Selection invert. Select invert. No, that's not the deal. It's something I've got turned on. It's not letting me select multiple. Rectangular selection. Surely it only lets me select one at a time. Alright, I'm gonna have to ask Google why it's not letting me do that. So embarrassing, but that's okay. It is what it is. So I'm gonna ask Google 3ds Max window poly selection not working. Let's see. Anybody who's watching and knows Max has any idea, feel free to let me know. Solve edit poly selection problem. No, that's not it. Drag and select, not working. That's what I want. 3DX Max is great software, but it's going to be more frustrating. Yes, I understand. Click the window crossing button once. The window crossing button. Sometimes it's a bug. Try Control A, then repeat the selection. The window crossing button. Let me try this. No. What is the window crossing button? Let's do it this way. 3ds Max window crossing button. Window crossing selection toggle. Show me where it is, baby. Show me where it is so that I can move on. Looks like this. Main toolbar. Crossing selection, window crossing toggle. Very offensive racism joke. Okay. It looks like a little box with a window. If you guys see it, let me know. Surely it's not that. I don't see it anywhere. Is it over here? Windows crossing section, because I do not see it. This one? Adapt, no, that's not it. That's not it. Main toolbar. Let me look at this again. Main toolbar, crossing section, window selection, window crossing. Where? Select in uniform scale, no. Selection filter. No, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. Override, keyboard override, window. Okay. Bear with me, guys. Windows crossing. 3ds Max. What is this thing? 3ds Max Windows crossing selection toggle. Heyo guys, welcome. I'm working on this Klingon ship. Choose edit selection region crossing. Let me try it that way. Edit. Selection region. Crossing. Alright, let's see if that solved my problem. It did not. Select object. So I have to hold down the control key. What's good, Mr. Lord? Instead of modeling, you guys are having to watch me troubleshoot a problem. Alright. Once you draw the ship, are you doing 3D print? I don't have any 3D printing software. I guess I could send it off to somebody to do it. And so here's what I'm going to do. Until I figure that multiple selection problem out, I'm just going to have to do it by poly and be careful. Sub to PewDiePie. What? Alright. I think this was working like yesterday. It's probably a hotkey or something that I did. Oh, that's what I need to do. Let me... Nah, I'll figure it out later. Do Alt X so I can see what I'm doing. Alright. Select Poly's Touch versus completely encompassing. It's possible. Oh, Odessa with 3D print. Oh, well, I probably wouldn't 3D print this one, but there's definitely some ships I love that I'd love to print. Okay, so now let me see if Quick Slice will work this time. Quick Slice. Normally I don't have this many problems. Yeah, it looks like it's actually going to work this time. Good. Alright. It'll probably solve, my problem will probably solve itself later on. Sometimes you just have to keep on going and move on to the next thing. Yes, I'm in the States. Indeed. Oh, no, I don't want that. Yeah, 3D printing can be expensive. I wonder how much it costs per item. I guess it depends. So 3D print. Dessa woodworking. What's a ship that you would want to print 3D woodworking? Because there's, I would want to print the Winged Defender, but I bet that would be complicated. This ship is barely started because I had a bit of a technical issue. I'm working on the boom section right now, and I'm just adding various details to the boom, and they'll probably just work from the boom back. For the front section, I'm probably going to cheat and bring in a pre-made D7 hull, front hull. So I'm going to quick slice right here. Sup, Tito? Welcome, newcomers. Those of you who are just in, feel free to give this a like. Super chats are welcome. It's what's going to help me actually afford this software. So, okay. Alt X for transparency. Alright, so now, man, I could really use multiple poly select. That's okay. If you can't do super chats, be sure to share my stuff on Discord, Reddit, forums, wherever you hang out. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, so I'm going to taper a section down here, just adding some detailing. This isn't going to be a super high detail model. This is going to be used, since it's going to be used for my 4 Years War video, I'm going to optimize that for fast rendering and performance. So, alright. Now let me see if I can just extrude all of these out. Not that I can. I'm going to use the dialog window. Extrude by group. Yeah. Okay, good. Good. Alright. Yeah. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Yeah, that looks awesome. I like that. I like that. Okay, let's get out of the extrude. Oh, wait. No. Yes, I want to actually do that. Check. Okay, good. Alright, now from the side view, this looks like this is working out. Yep. Alright, so let's render what we got so far. Parts of this won't be smooth because mesh smoothing. Well, Odessa, I'll get with you. You can email me as well. But yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll get with you, and we'll look into it. I wonder if you have a preference though. Okay, so this is moving along pretty well as far as what kind of ship you want to print. So the boom section, the spine of it's pretty much done. Now we're going to work back. Let's work to this bottom section that's flaring out here. I think what I'll do is continue to work with the boom. Or I could make another section. Hey Luke! Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard the Klingon Assault Ship. Alright, and the question I'm asking myself now, do I want to make another section for this bottom deck? Or do I want to work off the same polygon? I think it would be a lot smoother if I worked off the same polygon, don't y'all? So that's probably what I'm going to do. I'll work with the same polygon and flare this out and down. And it should be interesting. Let's see what I can do. I probably don't need a lot, just a little section. So I'm going to grab this poly right here. Extrude it out by hand. And then I'm going to grab it again. And extrude it out by hand again. Alright. Good afternoon, Kapla! Kapla, everyone! Welcome. We are... Alright, $10 super chat. Thank you very much, Vorcha. I really appreciate it. If I can do, like, one of these live creation videos every week and get $20 each from each one, then it would probably cover, in my opinion, that would be satisfactory. Alright, now I'm going to take the edges. Actually, let me just take this polygon right here. But Vorcha, thank you very much. Your help is much appreciated. Now I know this may look a little funky, but what I'm going to do later is split this in half and probably mirror it so that I can get this back section right. But right now, I'm going to grab this edge and this edge, like that. Thank you, Luke, 5 pounds. We'll make the Empire great again. It's some hats. We need some hats. Mega hats instead of MAGA hats. Alright. Boom. Okay. Now this still looks a little funky. I probably need to grab... I wonder if it's just a polygon issue. It will let me grab multiple vertices. Huh. Looks like it does. So that's weird. If I go to polygon mode and I try to select multiple, it don't like that. Control Z. But if I go to vertices, select multiple, it's perfectly fine with it. So there may be a setting somewhere in here that I've screwed up, and I'm not sure what it is, but later on I'll figure it out. But I might be able to work with vertices almost as good as I can work with polys. Alright, so no wireframe, no wireframe. Let's do default shading, and let's do edged faces on the top view, and let's Alt X that. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to move this over to the center. I can do that right now. I knew there was something I was forgetting. Let's see. And the question is, all I have to do is right click on X and it'll zero it out. And that does look like the true center. Excellent. Alright, so now all I have to do is take these edges here, like take these vertexes rather, these vertices, and perhaps these vertices, and come back like this. Now I have some extra vertices I'm not sure I need. Oh, let's go. That was bad. That was bad. Let's go back like this. And then let's bring these out just a little. Actually, yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so now I've got that bottom deck. Alright, I can't stand this. I'm gonna have to go ahead and split this in half so I can mirror it, and we can see what it looks like mirrored. Here again, we've got to, I wish I had multiple poly, but I can split this in half. All I have to do is join all these edges here. Right. Where I can actually delete them. I can delete the polys one by one, but it would be easier. Durka Kapla, and we still laugh about it. Is that a video? Durka Kapla, I haven't heard that one. Alright. Okay, so I need to make a seam so that I can split this boom in half and then mirror it. So that way I can work with only one side and save me some time. And look, multiple selection on edges isn't working either. So there's a setting. It's working on vertexes but not on edges or polys, but screw it, that's okay. I'll deal with it. I'll figure it out later. Okay, so now I can connect these. Now I've got a nice seam down the center, and there's already a seam on the bottom. Or is there? No, there isn't. This is front view. Yeah, there isn't. I'm gonna have to connect these right here. Alright, yeah, I will be in touch with you. Tell you what, Odessa, I'm gonna let me see if I can, let me see. Yeah, I'll PM you that way. I could also, email is probably the best way to get in touch with me, but I'll send you my email address. Alright, so let me see if I can select these edges. Nope. I'll select them one at a time. Multiple select is not working, folks, for some reason. It's alright. I'm resourceful and adaptive. I can adapt like a Borg. Okay. Now, connect. Boom! Okay, now I've got a seam. Alright, so now I can mirror this bad boy. Get rid of all that. I don't need any of that. Okay. Alright. Alt X. Now, let's mirror this thing over. Mirror, we do want an instance on the X plane. There we go. Okay, so the bottom deck is there. What that bottom deck is for, your guess is as good as mine, but and then it looks like it connects again to another bottom deck. Unfortunately, I know I do not have a bottom view or a back view of this thing. I'm assuming that the bottom has lots of doors, the engineering section, and the back has a big ass shuttle bay. Well, thank you, Jamie. I love you for loving the channel. Well, in a platonic way. At least I think in a platonic way. Hell, I don't know. Alright. So, alright, so I guess I'll add a little section here. I'm going to assume that this connects. Oh, look, there's a box. Or there's a wall there. Get rid of that. Oh. Sometimes it looks slow, but you know, if you design smart, it actually goes faster than it looks, which is what I'm always trying to do. And Grand Admiral Thrawn is here. Welcome, Thrawn Arudo. So happy to have your tactical expertise with us today. I'm a big fan. Okay. The Orc Commander, as in Klingorks. Yeah, I really don't know. Alright, so let me see what I can do. I have some theories on Klingorks, and perhaps I'll share them someday. But what I want to do right now is provide another structure back this way. So I'm going to shift this edge out and move it. And if we look at this view here, it appears that it kind of... Oh, this is getting complicated. I have to look like this. It appears on the side view, I have side view right here, okay, so it connects to something that looks like a box right here. At least that's what I believe. So I think it probably, this tapered section connects in a perhaps more fluid way than I'm making it connect. I'm probably just making it too complicated. I love to overcomplicate things. It's just my nature. So, I'll tell you what, let's do it this way. 1. Let's go down like that. And then take the edges straight back again. Then take these polys, 4, and we will extrude them down. Now, I have to be a little careful with extrude. One of the weaknesses of extrude is it kind of creates a wall or a surface where there shouldn't be one, and you'll see what I mean. Okay, because eventually I'm going to join these two halves together, and it needs to join seamlessly. But I'm going to temporarily hide this half, and if we go around here to this side, you will see there's a wall there. I'm going to knock that wall out. Chong! Good. This wall I'm not sure. I guess I'll keep that. Alright. Okay, so this very complicated boom section is coming together a little better than I expected. In spite of the fact that I can't select multiple polys or edges, only vertexes, and I'm going to have to research why that is. So I'm going to move on to the top, because it looks like now that I've got this structure in, what's remaining is this bulbous elongated thing, and also a top section. If we're looking at the top section, it's round, so I can start with the cylinder there, and then I can change it to an editable poly, and then I can work with it that way. Let's just turn everything transparent so I can see the reference drawings. Alright. FASA did have a rather interesting explanation about the human fusion Klingons. I also thought, to be fair, even though Enterprise isn't one of my favorite series, the Enterprise had a pretty good explanation. But FASA's explanation had something to do with, well, they're fusions, and they are used to infiltrate and emulate the other species so that they can know how to conquer them better and or live on alien worlds more adaptively. I don't know, something like that. That's the theory. Alright, I'm making a little cylinder here. It's a little one. I'm going to center it. God! God! There was an echo. You know, his voice carried through space. That was great. Alright, let's bring this thing up. This weird sort of deck emplacement. Let's have a look here. Make sure it's in the right place. This has far more polys than I need. So, height segments. Let's just do 1. Keep things simple. Sides 18, that'll work for now. Sometimes you really don't have to create a high poly model. I was exploring, when I was exploring doing this in the gaming industry, well, I got two perspectives. One was the filmmaking industry, and the other was a gaming industry perspective. And so when I was I mean, now I'm not looking for a professional job doing this or anything, but when I was exploring the options, one advice from one fella was that, oh, you need to make your polys for film like at least 100,000, maybe even 900,000 on each model, which is absolutely, I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot. It's a lot of polys. I do have some models that are 100,000 or so, but then I get to asking game designers about that, converting this to an editable poly, okay, and they say that's crap. Hello, Frederick. Welcome everybody. Welcome, Marlena. So the game designers are like, no, you need to make your stuff as efficient and low poly as you possibly can make it, because that is going to be optimized for performance, and ever more true with the mobile gaming market now, because if you're putting a 3D game on a phone, it needs to be really, really optimized. Yeah, go to that website. Tell you what, I'll link it for you guys. Let me just link it for you. Oh, I don't have AC. This pretty much goes Starship Tactical Combats. Yeah, I had it. I go to it so often. It was saved here, but I don't see it. See, STT. No. T. There we go. This archive here will tell you almost everything you need to know about FASA ships. All the stuff is taken from the old books. Now there's a lot of fan-made stuff that's been added. Brad Torgerson, he hasn't been very active lately, but he's really made a very thorough database. Okay, so I've got this deck I'm working on here. I'll zoom out so you guys can see everything. Let me just do a render. Okay, so you can kind of see how this is taking shape. And yeah, let me change the render settings so that we get a bigger render size. Let's do render. A lot of people just go and they model and they don't look at renders. For me, it's a visual process, so I like looking at lots of renders as I'm going, even when the model's barely done, but it gives me a feel for what's going to happen. Here, I'll render that again for those of you that didn't see. There we go. Okay. Alright, now, just to make the textures consistent, get our blueprint texture on here. Okay. They do in my head Canon Thrawn, they do sing songs of the great Tribor Hunt. Okay, so I need to along this back this way, it looks like. As far as I want. Don't need that polygon. I think I can get away with eliminating half of this. Oh look, now it's working. At least it worked once. Let me try this. More back facing. No, that's not doing anything. Isn't that weird? So my multiple poly selection has decided to start working. Okay. So I'm making this deck here. Let me turn the transparency off on this down here so you guys can see what's going on. This, all I have to do is take these edges. I might split this in half like I did with the boom down there. So I'm going to take these edges here, this one, I know my 3ds Max hotkeys really well. Shift kind of copies things, shift clicking copies things. Alright, so let's take a look. I'm going to hide on, let's see. Need a little reference to see if I'm doing this right. It doesn't have to be exactly like the design. I can take creative license. Let's hide unselected. let's do bomb. Let's select this bad boy, alt exit. This kind of reminds me of the top of the Defiant a little bit. Alright, so let's make this line up. All I'm gonna do is go to vertex mode, scale all this down. Boom. It's looking pretty good. Now I need to make a hard surface across the top. And I think I'm going to extend these vertices out some more. Boom. Okay, good. Now let me go ahead and unhawk. Interesting. Okay. Alright, good. Alright, before I get too crazy, I think I'm going to split this in half. So that I can model it the way I'm doing this lower section. To do that, grab these two edges. Ah, see, it's not working again. I'm starting to notice a pattern here. You know how this is blue? No, doesn't have anything to do with that. Oh well, select one at a time. Select one at a time, that's fine. Connect. Alright, let's go to vertex mode. Get rid of all this business. And let's do an instance mirror just like before. Good. Alright, back to perspective. Show all, unhide all. Moving right along. This is pretty complex. It's got a lot of structures here. Odessa, so I'm going to get in soon before I get in the marketplace. Alright. Here, Odessa, only for you, but just let me just do it this way. Let me see if I can message you on here. I think there's a way I can do that. Go to channel, add my put time. No, I can't do that. Alright. Tell you what, Odessa. I will find a way to get in touch with you. Don't worry. So you can 3D print my stuff. Okay. So anyone new, welcome aboard. We are modeling this Klingon Assault Cruiser. Now what I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to make, just so that I can work with it, I'm going to make a straight edge off a straight edge surface off of these two edges here. So this one. Go back this way. And then extrude up the structure. So let's do that. I like using extrude. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Not that. Thank you very much. No, 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 no. Alright. Redo. Thank you. Alright. For the polys. Only the polys. Okay. Actually, probably going to need to split that right here. Let me see. Yeah, I know what I can do. Okay, let me come back. Change my mind on how I want to do this. Change my mind just a little bit on how I want to do this. I don't think I want to do an extrude. I might do some edge modeling here. And this looks like it's flat. So, and as you guys can see, I've got kind of a curve there. And because of that reason, I need to fix it. I need to make these all be in the same place so I can make a nice flat taper going up. So all I need to do is check the position of this. And this on the Y is at -32, so I'm going to copy this one to match the position. Good. Alright. Now, back to the edge mode. And grab this edge. Are they selected? Can't tell. No. Edge mode, please. Thank you. Alright. Now you'll see what I've done here. And again. And again. I'll say, I think this, the airlock inside of the brig, yeah. I'll add that. Just for you. I'll say that this model is much more detailed than most old series, because this is old series era, Star Trek ships. Most old series Star Trek ships are really quite simplistic, but this is complicated, and that's okay. Alright. Now this is where gotta be kind of careful, because I've got all these polys I gotta work with, and I have to make a surface over this way, but I don't need to overthink it too much either. So what I'm gonna do is just get it started to from this edge over. Right. Okay, cheat a little bit. And let's do, we're going to target weld some vertices. Boom, boom. Alright. Now, I want to make a nice clean wall going up this way. And then I can maybe add a little bit of tapering up here. But in order to make a nice clean wall going over, I need to make sure my vertices are in a similar position here and here. So this one is at x negative 7.67 or whatever it is. Copy. And this one, oh, this one, wow, completely different position. Oh no, no, that's right. Okay, good. Sweet. So now that this vertex is lining up with this one, I can begin to make a wall here. Right, and then all I have to do is target weld vertices together. Here. And here, and I've got a structure. Sweet. Now I've got to make a surface there. That shouldn't be a problem. I can select the border and just simply do a cap. Oh, that's not right. Interesting effect, but that's not what I wanted. I could do it the messy way. Normally caps work, but there's something that is not quite joined right, perhaps. Let me see. Let me just do an experiment. Everything looks okay. Alright. I'm used to problems, no problem. I'll just do it the messy way. Do it with a bunch of target welds. Boom, 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 boom. In fact, what I should do Select all them things. And I can scale this along this plane. Haha. Haha. You like that? Alright. Not to worry. Normally, you don't want to make triangles. It's better to have quads. But in this instance, I want to make a bunch of triangles so I can close that off. Just this once. Uh-oh. Target wall to here. Okay. Boom. Alright. Now if I render this, it's going to look weird. Probably because the mesh smoothing is not set. No, actually. Why this is a different color is a mystery to me. And I'm not sure what that is. Let me see how many I've got watching right now, just to check. Actually, before I do that, let me come out. Do a render here. As you can see, this is becoming a richly complex model. It looks almost command ship-ish for a Klingon ship so far. It is currently 4 p.m. I'm probably going to work for at least another hour. So be sure to share around. And also those of you who are just joining and want to give this a like and a share, feel free to do so. I'm also really open to super chats. If I can do this, if I get enough super chats, I'll keep doing live modeling. Otherwise, I'll have to go back to Blender and do it that way. But if you can't super chat, no problem. Just share my stuff. If I can get 1,000 views or 2,000 views, that's worth a few bucks. So, yeah, I'm really going at about 25% speed right now because I'm talking a lot. By the way, how many have we got watching? This is kind of a new experience for me. Okay, we've got 16 watching, so yeah, I'll probably go for at least another hour or so. Alright, you know what I want to do? Instead of continuing to work to the back, I'm going to go ahead and import another model in and connect this forward section here. I suspect that because this boom is so fat, I'm going to need to make some modifications, and that is fine. Yes, I'm using a mouse. I'm not using my brain to move the mouse pointer around. Alright, so let me just find, I think I've got a D7 model in here somewhere that I will import. And I'm going to scrap the bridge section away. Where is the D7? Oh no, value. If I can't find my D7, I will, that's fine. I'll use something else. How about I go into my 4 Years of War folder? Seems like I can't find stuff today. Okay, 4 Years of War. Ah, D7 CG assets. There we go. D7 complete. Boom. Let's bring that in. Obsolete data. Oh yeah, no problem. Okay. Oh. Right. Actually, this might line up pretty well. Here's the D7 model. And let me just show you guys a render. Oh! Oh! Lights. I need to bring in some lights. Sometimes when you import something with lights on it, it screws up the lighting. Alright, so I will just bring the lights in. Lights. I set lights up in a nice convenient group. Okay. There we go. Alright, so this is a pretty low detail D7. But, you know, I am going to cannibalize it a little bit. Just a little bit. Okay, it's in a group. I'm gonna ungroup it. Ungroup it. And let's see what I can grab. Oh, I need to ungroup it again. I have this layered in multiple groups. Okay, it looks like I've got things set up on a very individual level here. So, don't need the main section. I'm going to get rid of what I don't need. Ha! Multiple selections still not working. That is a button somewhere. Oh, I know why, because I'm in edge mode. Okay, I'm in UV map mode. Whatever, give me all the things. Yeah, screw it. Delete that. Delete that. Let's do it one at a time. Screw it. We'll do it live. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of all the things. I'm going to keep the nacelles in here because obviously I'll be using a variant of the D7 nacelle. And get rid of all this. Delete. Alright. Now I'm going to group this. Group. Call it four section. Four section. Alright. Now we're gonna marry it to my T3 mover hull. Let's move this back. It's about here. Luckily, the size looks like it's working out pretty similar. I'll be scaling this up just a bit. Boom. Yeah. Any way I can be efficient with my work is always good. Oh, I made it too big. Alright. No, it's not. It's not exact. Okay, good. Now. That's fine. Okay. Now you can see what we're starting to work with here. Alright. Very nice. We only need one nacelle for now. Let me get rid of this one. And all its doodads. Good. And for organization's sake, yeah. Default shading. Front view is all unoptimal. Let me fix that. Edged faces. For organization's sake, I'm going to take this and group it. Call it nacelle. And if anybody has any questions about why I'm doing things the way I'm doing, feel free to say at Resurrected Starships and ask, and I'll be happy to explain a little bit. And all right. So a couple things I need to do. It's like I should manipulate this mesh, make it fatter at the end. I can do that so that it connects with this a little better. So I'll do that. Let me go ahead and open this group. I'll select this mesh. Might be a little tricky, but I'll do it with vertexes. There's a lot of polys in this mesh here. Oh, I need to collapse this. It's still in unwrap UVW mode, so get it to a point where I can actually grab the vertices. Yeah. Hopefully I can do this without making a mess. Or what I could do... I don't want to make a mess. Sometimes when you're... Let's do it this way. Let's hide unselected. Sometimes when you're working with a higher poly model, you tend to make a mess. Ooh, see? Oh, that was bad. Okay, I can fix it. I can fix it. I fix. I fix. I fix. I fix. I fix. Don't worry, I fix. I maybe fix. Maybe not. Of course, a lot of this won't be seen, so if I make a small mess, that's okay. I could be trying to be a little too perfectionist. Sometimes artists get in perfectionist mode and they do not see the forest through the trees. Alright, I have another idea. So I think what I'm going to do... Just have to join this together in a way that isn't too funky. So I can do that. I'm going to go Alt-X on this. Turn those back so you can see. Untransparentize those. Yes! Scrapping things together. Resurrected Starships really is just a big scrap heap of broken starships that have almost been forgotten, but then brought back to life. Restored. Sort of like that guy that peruses the junkyard and looks for old classics to restore. Okay, so let me just grab all these edges. And I'll be closing this up. Yes. I'm going to do this in a slightly artful way. Taper it a bit. And then make like an elongated cone. Not to worry. That will probably serve my purpose the way I need it to. Is that guy who owns a ship junkyard in Voyager? Yes, that is me. That is me. Alright. Let's make this a little cleaner. Alright, now I need to move all this stuff back. Oops. I need to move all this stuff back to the center. So 1. Move your vertex to 0 on the x-axis, 0, so that we can make a seamless model. And we will do the same up here. Ooh. Unselected. 0 on the x-axis. 0. You can already kind of see there's a problem here. You can kind of see the tries in here because these have not been given a smoothing group. And before we continue, I am going to take a 2-minute break. And I will return. So if you also want to take a 2-minute break, feel free. And we will continue. So, I'm going to mute myself out. And I shall be back shortly.
this is Josh from 21 Pilots. Listen to our new album Trench featuring My Blood, now on the YouTube Music app.
Misa back. Misa back. Misa back. Yes, it was a pee break, I have to admit. Audio's still working good. Okay. Let's see what we've got here. As you can see, this is all really funky. So we will fix it. We need to mesh, we need to smooth the polys out with the smoothing group, which should not be too difficult. There's going to be a lot of poly smoothing, but so we'll go and we'll select these here polys. Actually, what smoothing group is this one? That one's 4, so I'll probably make these other ones 4. Now it's all smooth. Yay! Yay! Smooth and beautiful. Like a Klingon baby's targ's butt. Alright. Okay. I think I'm ready for these bulbous things. Because why not? These two bulbous things that actually get split in half. So this should be an interesting challenge. But I'm up to it. I'll start with a sphere. I'm actually going to use my 3D snap so that I can put them in vaguely the right position. Use a 3D snap and snap it to, I can barely hear myself, snap it to this face, make a sphere, and now that we have a beautiful sphere there, need to position it properly. Ooh, turn 3D snap off because it's really annoying. Okay, there. Now I'm going to rotate it because you can see the polygons are arranged in a way that is going to require me to do some polygon. Resurrecting starships? Vile Mike asks, how many baby targ butts have you been in contact with? I'll go into that in another video, or in private. When I get to know you better, I'll tell you. But in my Klingon house, we like to have fun with baby targ butts. Okay, so I'm gonna make sort of an egg-shaped thing. Get the dimensions approximately correct. There's too many polys here for me to work with. I can always add more later. Segments 32. Let's change it to, what's a good round number? 24. 24 will do. Good. You can always add more. Whoa, didn't mean to do that. Undo. Okay. Just want to pan over here. Alright. And then it looks like it wants me to do a couple of things. It wants me to, well, first of all, just scale this down a bit on this plane. Thank you, Luke. It really is an interesting design, I have to say. Alright, now I can actually start editing the structure. I'm going to convert this egg into an editable poly. And I wonder if multiple poly select will work. Sometimes it's work. Huh! It worked for the back half. Weird. Not for the front half. I don't know, that's very weird. But it doesn't matter. I'll just use a vertex. Get rid of all that. Right, now I can select the border and bring this back to here so it looks right. Why don't I go ahead and mirror an instance? In order to do that, I need to make sure that my pivot point is at 0. So in order to do that, I'm going to move the pivot point of this egg at 0. Right click. So that when it mirrors directly across to the other side. Let's see if that works. It did. Excellent. With instance copies, you can select one, and whatever you do with one, it affects the other, like so. Alright. Now, it looks to me like this is actually cut. Cut here and here, which might make a mess of things, but that's okay. Let's just go ahead and make a mess of things. I can do that with a quick slice. Why don't I do that? Let me see if it'll let me quick slice it this way. Excellent, yes, excellent. You're so funny. Alright, that worked. Alright, now I need to make another quick slice here. I'm not going to go nuts trying to figure out, there's gonna be an extra edge there, kind of a junk edge, but that's okay. This is not an exact science. Now, I wonder if it'll let me hide unselected. Let's see if I can get away with selecting all these here polys. No, it's not gonna do it, so I'll just do it by vertex. That's fine. Eliminate that. Eliminate that. Eliminate that. Eliminate that. Eliminate all this junk. Goodbye. Goodbye. Alright. And now, what we must do is create some walls in my eggs. Ooh. Get a proper texture on there. Let's see if I can do this efficiently and cleanly. Why do all the changes to the egg before you mirror it? Because I like to just get an idea of what it looks like. I can delete that mirror and do whatever I want later. But I like to get a proportionality idea. Sometimes when I don't have things mirrored, I don't get a good idea of what the spacing really truly is. My perspective is skewed, but when I have things mirrored, for one, it also just looks more badass. Alright. Now I've brought that edge down. And I'm going to target weld it to this one down here. Sometimes you can get into quite a bit of a quandary figuring out how to make this wall. Some people will target weld all this junk down. But I'm going to see if I can work with the border. Oh no, I can't. Oh yeah, maybe I can. Okay, work with that border. And then cap it. Is there a cap? Yeah, cap. Boom. And then I can work with this border and do the same. And cap. Boom. Alright. How's the music, guys? Is the music sounds really loud to me, but I don't know how it is for you guys. I'm going to do a little test render, see how it looks. Okay. Looks like we're going to need some mesh smoothing over there, or some, yeah, mesh smoothing over there, for the shading at least. Let me fix the texture over on this one. Boom. Music's fine. Okay, good. Alright. Moving right along. Moving right along. Do another render from this angle. Good. Good, good. Okay. Now I'm going to take these polys and smooth them out. Will multiple poly select work? Will it work? Oh, I've got the wrong thing selected. Let's select this one. Will it work? No. Jesus. If I did it, there must be a setting somewhere. Preview selection. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they are. No. Oh, I'm not. Well, expert is a very subjective term, Marlena. Marlena says it's good to see an expert work, but it is a very subjective term. Because as you can see, for some reason I can't select multiple polys, and it's been driving me crazy. I can't figure out why I'm not able to do that, because it would help me out so much. I can only select one at a time. There's some setting I've screwed up, but I'll figure it out later. Anyway, I have to smooth all these out. There we go. Hide unselected. Yo, hide unselected. Thank you. So I can work with this. Boom, 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 boom. Sometimes I bite off more than I can chew, and I get into making a model, and I just go on and on. But sometimes I do that deliberately. Like when I was working with well, thank you. You're right, Luke. It is a compliment. Appreciate that. Sometimes when I'm working with certain models, when I was working with the Winged Defender, I didn't care when I was going to finish it. It was just one of those ships that I had to put a lot of time into it. And so I did. And in my opinion, that's my best model so far, the Winged Defender V30 Romulan ship. And it didn't get a lot of views. That's okay. This is the nature of YouTube. Sometimes the stuff you put the most work in doesn't always get the most views on YouTube. But this is the nature of YouTube. Alright, so I want to match the mesh smoothing with whatever this is. Looks like it's 1. Let's go 1. Unhide all. Alright. So far so good. You know what I'm going to do? I wonder if there's a generic texture I can steal from this this guy. Yeah. What? I'm gonna go ahead and sort of match what the material is gonna look like on the rest of this. I'll just grab this. It's just some sort of junk texture, and apply it to just about everything. Later, Lyle. Thank you for watching. Yeah. Let's do it this way. This is not going to be the final product. Oh, you know. Strange how this seems to have made two. Oh, wait a minute. Anyway, I'm a little vexed by how this has split itself up, but that's okay. It is the nature of YouTube and its viewership. Preference of people is sadly based on how much work it looks like you put on. Preference of people is sadly not based on. No, it's not. But that's okay, you know. People who are just making YouTube for the pure monetary aspect and or just purely to get views are just working a job, a normal boring job, and they're welcome to it as far as I'm concerned. Alright. Now this looks a little weird. Perhaps when I get the meat of the main hull in, this will fill in. In fact, it looks like there is a massive piece that sort of fills all this in. And then we have something sort of along the lines of a D7 hull back here, but much elongated. All doable. I just wonder what the best way to do it is. Could put a big ol'... maybe I should just extrude these surfaces up. In and then up. Or up and then out. And that would give me what I want. In fact, let me do a little bit of... Let me do a little something here with this back end. Make this fun. Now I want border. And bring that in. Yeah. And extrude this back like so. Give it a little bit of structural detail there. And then we shall work with the boom section. UV mapping this is going to be a nightmare, but that's okay. UV mapping is what you do to set up the texturing. It will be a nightmare. That's all right. Ooh, okay, so this could get weird, but that's all right. I keep saying that. All right, let's do it. Let's extrude this up. Just to here, though. And then, as I look at this, I'm noticing something that I didn't notice before. This egg, according to the side view, is probably going to be much more vertical than I realized. Because when I look at... let's do it this way. When I look at the schematic... Man, I can't see it still. The egg goes all the way up here. And that would be fine. Why not? So all I have to do is scale it along the y-axis. It'll probably give me what I need as far as those dimensions. So we'll scale it along the y-axis. Oh, that looks strange. I don't know if that looks right. Alright, so we're going to grab this and we're going to grab the egg. Whoa. And we're going to hide unselected. No, I was wrong. Okay, it's not that. It just needs to be moved up. So we'll just move it up some. Whoa, no. No. Alt. There we go. Frederick says, speaking about YouTube, your Empire vs. EVE Online series was very interesting. I nickname it Star Trek Voyager, but with a Star Destroyer. Yeah, well thank you. Maybe I'll continue that someday. I'm taking a bit of an EVE break for now, but... Alright. Alright, let's have a look and see what we got left. I think this is starting to fill in a little bit. I'm going to bring these surfaces up on the interior. Because they need to come all the way to this deck here. There we go. Now this just seems to me like this is sort of hanging out here in a helter-skelter way. So, I have a solution. Okay, I'm gonna grab the edges here. Oh, just select, don't move, please. Select, 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 select. And let's add some structure here. Add a little bit of structure there. All right. Yeah, that's coming together better. And I'm going to take this. I'm going to bring it down. I'll just go like that. Why not? Why not? Why not? All right, now I've got some centering of some vertices I need to do. Major centering. Let's go to polys. This portion, I believe, is not going to be seen very much, so we'll see. Let's just take this edge and put it on the center plane. Boom. Good. Alright. Alright, tell you what, I'm going to race for time. I'm going to try to get at least this main structure fleshed out before the top of the hour. I wonder if I can do it. Let's do a render and see what it looks like so far. I don't think the main structure will be too difficult. Obviously I need to do some mesh smoothing there. I'll do that later. But I don't think the main structure will be too difficult because it's probably just going to be a really big sweeping thing. And I'll probably start with just a box, which I'll be smoothing the hell out of. So that's what I'm going to do. By the way, if you're just joining us, I am doing a 3C. I've just got 7 watching left. That's fine. That's the way it goes. But doing a Klingon Assault Ship with 3D Studio Max. Those of you still watching, if you haven't given it a like, feel free to do so. That'll get more people to join us. But, okay. But I'm probably going to go for another 20 minutes. I wonder if I can flesh this out in 20 minutes. It's Iron Man mode. Let's do it. Iron Man mode. Iron Man mode. I'm going to use a box. Center that bad boy. Whoa. Way too tall. Way too tall. Oh, I forgot something here, but I'll fix it later. Okay. Let's go ahead and give it some more edges, length segments, 3. Height segments, 3. The Romulan Remans had Thaleron. What about the Klingons? I don't know what the Klingons had. That's a good question. I remember something in the game Star Trek Legacy where they had some sort of doomsday device, but I don't remember what it was. In fact, I might be playing that game again just to kind of review. All right. It's time to convert this to... Actually, let me give it a few more edges here. Let me give it, let's see, 1, 2, 3. Width segments. Let's do 4. Good. Okay. Convert to editable poly. Get rid of half of this. Again, it's not selecting everything like I want it to, so I have to do it that way. Okay, good. Now, I'm going to take this vertex. Oh, go to vertex mode. 1. Kind of get the top shape fleshed out first. This is going to flare out this way. And these. It's going to go this way. Was my music finished? This is going to go that way. Looks like a box, but it won't for that much longer. And then I'm going to take all these polys here. I'm going to scale them down. See where I'm going? Tricobalt torpedoes. That is an interesting weapon. Sort of like artillery for Star Trek. Those tricobalt torpedoes. Alright. It's pink like retro. Love it. Alright, let's have a look here. See how this is coming along. It looks to me like I need to add a sweep going down this way of sorts, which I can do. Looks like this model comes to this point, and then the top kind of banks backwards. Take these vertices here. See if I can pull this off like that. In fact, all of this probably needs to come down this way. Maybe I should have started with this part. And all of this is going to be shrunk down. I wonder why they made a big deal of quantum torpedoes when tricobalt torpedoes were a big thing on that topic. It seems like tricobalt torpedoes were supposed to be like more powerful or something, but yeah, quantum torpedoes sound more powerful to me. They just sound more powerful. Okay, things are starting to take shape here. I think this this ship is fatter than we realize, but maybe not. I think perhaps I need to take. It's not so much that it's fatter; it's just that it tapers out some. Because quantum, as the anti-tracker says. Because quantum. Alright. I'm going to cheat and extrude like that. And I think that was the right choice. Whoa. Whoa. Stop it. You stop that. Just want to move this back in, thank you. Alright. Yeah, I'm kind of liking this. This gives me a place where I can put the warp nacelle pylon. And if I have a place where I can put the warp nacelle pylon, And then we're really going to start to see what the hull is going to look like. And take that down a bit. I think I will widen this part a little more. And then, in order to smooth all this out, we're going to need to add some more faces, and we're going to need to make sure all this is the same smoothing group. Also, I think this needs more meat back here. Ooh, okay, yeah, so this whole poly, first we'll start with this vertex. I'm assuming the impulse engines are going to be back around here somewhere, but I think this needs more meat on its bones back here. All right.
Different, but with one power in common. To push the body.
I'll leave this flat for now.
You have the choice. To be a human doing, not just a human being.
And then
You don't have to make yourself by yourself.
we're going to add a shitload of edges. And then we're going to smooth all this out, make a nice smooth surface. And then we'll work with it from there. I didn't select it yet. Okay. Alright. So we're going to start with these edges right here. Go to edge mode. Edge mode, please. And we'll start right here. And connect. And then here. Accidentally moved it. No problem. Oh. I made a boo-boo. If I'm going to connect, I need to connect it all the way around. It needs to wrap all the way around. It's a common novice mistake. Boom. So they don't make a messy model. Make it nice, clean, and efficient. I can fix that. Connect these edges. Boom. Right. Now, I need to connect this vertices and this vertices, these vertices on this face. Boom. Just okay. Connected. Good. Alright. Alright, so now I just need to make a little variation on where all these edges are so that we can make a smooth edge. And I believe I can do that. We'll do it by vertex. Oh, here again, I forgot to connect. That's okay. Take this and this. Alright. Alright. Now, we will begin. Actually, let's do it by edge. Grab that edge, this entire edge, the flow. This is what people call mesh flow right here. When you're working on a smooth object, it's all about the flow, and that is especially true in character modeling. If you're ever modeling like a head or something, everything has a sort of flow, and some starships are quite organic, and they also have to flow, and that's what we're after here. The spice must flow. Well, the vertices must flow. Okay. The vertices must flow. The edges must flow. You know, on the subject of Dune, is anyone here a Dune fan? Say so in the chat if you are. So I understand they're making a new Dune movie, and if they are, I think that would be really sweet. when I was a kid, I first saw the Dune movie, and to be honest, I haven't read much on the Dune novels, but as a kid I thought it was silly. But then I've been rewatching Children of Dune, the TV series, and I've gained an appreciation for it, and maybe I should start reading the book. If I can start reading the books, you know, I just have a much bigger appreciation for Dune. Dune, you know, I believe that George Lucas got a lot of his Star Wars inspiration from Dune. And okay, so now I've got lots of faces here. I can make this into a nice smooth surface. I believe I can do that. First I need to clean up these vertices because they look really wonky. Let me do a view from the back. Is it a hard book to read? You know, I've read some, and it was a while ago. And you know, the weird thing about Dune, even though it's epic and amazing, and it's got good stories and political intrigue and culture and I guess religion, it's utterly humorless. Like in Star Wars and Star Trek, at least you've got, you know, humor and character development along with you know, the humor. But in Dune seems to take itself so seriously. Like, you know, Muad'Dib, 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 Muad'Dib. But I guess that's part of its appeal. I guess it's all folly, really. It's all fiction, even if it takes itself seriously. It's all folly. All right. This is looking better, much better. Yeah, whatever. Put some kind of weird texture on there. And it's already mesh smoothed a little bit for me, oddly enough. Okay, let me mirror this structure over so I can see what it looks like. Starting to look like ship, isn't it? Do an instance mirror. It's not really that bad after all. Let's do a render. Yes, and you can see the polygons. Although the smoothing appears to be there, we need to increase the poly count. First, and we can do that. That's not a problem. We can do it quickly. First, I'm going to hide everything else so I can see what I'm working with. I'm going to make sure the smoothing groups are all good first. So how the renderer thinks one part is a smooth and one part is not is called smoothing groups on a polygon. So the front, obviously all of this needs to be its own smoothing group. Let me see what that's assigned to already. That's already assigned to 4. And that is fine. Ooh, this looks a little funky. Let me fix that. I'll move that one vertice back just a bit. Mesh smooth. The vertices must flow. The vertices must flow. Alright. Now, the top should have its own smoothing group. I'm going to leave it separate from this part. The top should have its own smoothing groups. Looks like it's already assigned to 2. I'll just leave it. This right here, I'm going to give this a smoothing group of... Oh, I see, that one was 4, so this one I'll make this 3. This I'm probably going to attach a pylon to, but let me go ahead and make this a smoothing group. Well, I'm really looking forward to... You can do a lot with Dune. Dune is such a weirdly creative, delightfully creative, and weird universe. I wonder how Paul Atreides would do versus somebody like, say, Luke Skywalker. They both have their wearing way, and Paul can like virtually teleport from one part. He can like jump around pretty much like a Jedi. Let's see, I'll make that smoothing group 9. And I think it would be a good fight. Jedi versus Paul Atreides, or maybe even Luke Skywalker himself, versus, maybe young Luke versus Paul Atreides. Let's just make that 12. Alright. And then the back gets its own smoothing group. Make it 13. So just... you don't want the smoothing groups to be all cattywampus. So for example, I'll just show you guys something. This is... ooh, it's already at 6 and 13. Right, if I render this now, it's going to look weird. Oh, maybe not. But I only want it to be 13, not 6 and 13. Alright, okay, moving right along. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I could finish this model today, well, at least the model part. Now the texturing is another story. But if I go back and work on this, I'll at least finish it tomorrow, I know. But okay, so here's what I need to do. The smoothing groups have already been assigned, that's great. Now all I have to do to dramatically increase the poly count is do a mesh smooth operation. Mesh smooth, alright. And we're going to go... we're going to separate by smoothing... nope. And separate by smoothing groups. Oh wait, I've got a poly selected. There's a problem. Okay. Undo. Okay, and we need the whole thing. And we're going to... I kind of screwed up because I had that one poly selected. Try that again. That's not right. We want to go by smoothing groups. Separate by smoothing groups. There we go. Alright, we've increased our poly count. And now we have a much smoother surface to work with. Rendering. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. There's a bit of a generic texture on here that... actually, let me just take it off. No, I'll leave it. But I'll be replacing that texture later. Boom. Alright, you know what? Let's hide these let's make these things... let's make them not renderable because I want to see this in its purity. It's coming up on 5 o'clock, but I feel compelled to go ahead and I'm so close to making this look like something complete. I feel compelled to go ahead and move forward. Maybe we can go ahead and finish it. Why not? Because when this goes up on YouTube as a recorded video, perhaps people will appreciate the fact that I've completed this. Alright. So it looks to me like what I want to do is make this sort of weird structure on the back. I think I can do that. Oh, get out of there, get out of there. No, 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 stop it. You stop that. Alright. Polys. Okay. I'm actually going to eliminate that and create a spot where I can extrude my edges out. check this out. Check this out. Yeah. Doesn't have to be perfect. But that's pretty close. Yeah, nice. Alright, so I'm gonna have to... Oh, what did I do here? Missed one. It's okay. I'll just extrude the edge and then target weld it to this one down here. And I'll take these edges here. Extrude this to here. Do a little bit of vertex welding. Weld that to there. That to there. That to there. You can do a little more mesh smoothing. Ooh, this looks really funky. This edge is way too low. I can fix that. In fact, this probably needs to be this poly right here. Needs to be a lot smaller for based on this plane. Okay, that gives me something to work with. Yeah. Aight. Okay, let's smooth all this out. Match it to this one. Let's make this one the same as this. We'll make this one 3. And this one can be 2. This one can be 22. I'm on the bottom. Got a little bit of funky thing going on here. This one, oh, you know what? I didn't mesh smooth. Oh, I did mesh smooth the bottom. Okay. Let's make all that the same. Make all that the same. And render it. That looks good. I wonder if I should mesh smooth this one more time. Maybe not. Okay, now I think it's time to add the pylons. Later, Marlena. I'm almost done. Probably in another 15 minutes I will be at a stopping point. But yeah, so all I have to do now is create an area where I can put these pylons on here. I have no problem with just moving these silly vertexes so that they can match the approximate position of where the pylon begins. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to do that like so. Alright. Okay, now for the fun part. The pylons are going to make this ship look cool. And I'm going to work from this area right here. Probably I'm going to use some edge modeling, knock out this poly, grab this border, extrude it out. Okay, now I'm going to match the position of these vertices with these vertices front up here, up at the front, so that I can have a nice smooth edge for my warp pylons. Alright, so this is at the exposition. Dune documentary on trying to make Dune the movie, you mean? Paul? I presume you mean the movie. I would be interested in looking at that.
America's original butcher since 1917. 5 generations
You know,
of great steak delivered to your door. Every Omaha
what
steak
the sound thing in the movie doesn't that not appear anywhere else? The makers of Star Trek, I don't know, they got their ideas from Dune. Maybe you mean Star Wars documentary. But anyway, all right. Okay, this is it. Pylon time. Boom. Boom. I didn't look at the front view. I guess I can go back to the website and get an idea of it, approximately the angle. Oh, the Dune movie that wasn't made, right? Let me get an idea of the approximate angle of this thing. Assault ship, T3 mover. Okay, it goes... Let's see, front. It goes down to about here. About right there. This pylon is probably, this warp nacelle is probably going to have to be fattened up and rotated a bit. Let me have another look at the front view here. Yeah, it's going to be much fatter, and it's more vertical than like on the D7, so it's not that much fatter though. Let me go ahead and move it here first. Some slight kit bashing. About the size. Size looks about right. And crank it in just a little bit. Right now. Look, guys. Okay. Let's do a render. I believe we've got us the startings of a ship. I kind of have a notion to smooth out the polys here more. Obviously I need to do some mesh smoothing around here. Probably add a few structural tidbits. I need to add this, what looks to be a shuttle bay back here. Let's have a look at the bottom. Almost done for this session. Almost done for this session. Almost done. I'm going to go ahead and mirror this nacelle. Bring it on over. Boom, 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 boom. Dominion vibes. Gives me Dominion vibes. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I need to move it to the other side. The back of the ship. Gives you Dominion vibes. Yes, well there'll be a large, what appears to be shuttle bay filling up this back end. So it's not going to look like that towards the end, the final product. But I think I've got a pretty good approximation here. Let me see what happens if I mesh smooth. Then oh no, I've got to add smoothing there. But I think I'm pretty much going to wrap this up for now. I've got a little bit of mesh smoothing more to do. I'll probably add even more polys. And it definitely looks fatter than the, and this nacelle position looks a little bit off. Let me move these guys back. Boom. It's definitely a fatter ship than the D7. It doesn't look that much bigger. The size is about the same. In fact, what I'm going to do, let me go ahead and save this. I learned the lesson, you must save often. But let me bring the D7 in and we'll do a little comparison. Imports, merge, D7, D7. We'll just auto rename the merged material. Okay. Right. Put these bad boys side by side. Obviously it's not done yet, but do a render. There we are. Go. Now there's still some more structure I need to add to the back. It's definitely sturdier looking. The D7 is sleeker for sure. This definitely looks more like a carrying ship than the D7. Definitely looks more like a, you know, like even a freighter. It could be, whoa. Whoa! It could maybe be a freighter. Try to get around to the back here. Just, I need to set up a hotkey for pen. Yep. Okay, guys, I think I'm pretty much done. If any of you, for this session, the next thing I need to do is UV map the whole thing, which is boring. And then texturing, which is a little bit more exciting. And then after texturing, a little bit of lights, maybe some beacons, something like that. And then it'll be really, really done. So I'll probably, maybe I'll live stream the texturing of this for those of you that have hung with me, and or those of you who are coming into this late or are watching the recording can stay tuned for the texturing of this, which I could probably do fairly soon actually. I'll show you the DERF. Whoa, camera went, not camera, microphone. I'll show you the DERF class I'm working on, which is the buoy tender. Just open that real quick. There. Continue. Yeah, and I didn't do bad for my first time on this. I've noticed that I'm starting to learn that on YouTube some things have a slow burn, like streaming. Some people really get a lot of viewers streaming, and some people don't. But everything is as long as you're consistent, we'll eventually catch on. Hello, Artsotsikin. You're a little late, but you can always go back. So this is the DERF class. It is a buoy tender, and all it does is work on buoys and maintain buoys. That's all it does. And obviously it's way incomplete, but it's kind of a weird design, and I'm looking forward to finishing. I'll be finishing that on my own in between working on the stream for the Klingon ship. And then perhaps later we can live stream a Lochnar class or something like that. Maybe on the community chat I'll make a poll on what to live stream in the creation of. But anyway, if any of you are into Elite Dangerous, on Saturday, I haven't decided on the time, I'm thinking around 11 Central, I'm going to live stream the exploration of the Sol system, because I haven't explored the Sol system yet, and I got a new video card, and Elite Dangerous looks fantastic on it, so I'm really looking forward to exploring the Sol system for the first time in Elite Dangerous. If you want to come and join me on that on Saturday, I'm going to say 11 a.m. Central US, feel free. But meanwhile, I think I'm done with this stream. Thanks a lot for coming, guys, and I will see you on the next one, space friends. Bye-bye.